Um, David, would you pray for us today?
Yes, sir.
Hit it.
Dear Lord, please watch over all of us tonight as we're just enjoying this time of fellowship. I just pray for the men that are in this group in their daily life outside of D&D. I pray for just everything that they might be dealing with that we don't have time to cover tonight or talk about. I pray for safe travels for Connor on the road, and I pray that Evan gets here shortly. It's in Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen. God,
Amen.
we need another miracle.
So, to recap last week, there was mixed intentions with the party to head to the Stromkirk Manor on the north side of Drunau in the eastern province of Nephalia in Innistrad. And you delivered a beautiful, intricate desk that you delivered to the manor. You approached the manor and entered it, and you participated in some door opening experiences. One which led you to a secret laboratory, one which led you to the recovery of a piece of parchment written in Vidalkian, and also a number of other items that you picked up along the way. You delivered the desk to an empty or to a full storeroom of other desks,
Right.
and so you were a little questioning about that, but you did follow through with the delivery, and you got out with seemingly no negative interaction.
Mm-hmm.
Good evening, Evan. And is there anything else that you guys would like to add to the recap of last week's session?
Delivered the desk. We encountered a room full of desks and a lot of rooms full of what appeared to be vampire hunting implements. We also
We
found
also found a note in one of the desks.
yes, the letter.
That was between a councilman and someone else in the manor, I think.
It was R to
Yep.
Lady Odessa.
Yeah.
R
So,
is undetermined at the moment.
That experience happened last night.
Yes.
So you were waking up the morning after. You guys have all decided to meet at everyone's home except for our good friend, and so you guys have all met. It's 9 a.m. as you arrive in the wonderful oh, sorry in the wonderful sizzling sea spa in Mason's Heights, under the Mason's Heights parish. The five of you at a table. It is the day before the Feast of Gold Night. Now let's talk about the feast for a minute. It's a religious festival that you would all be very familiar with. The feast is held at midnight on the dawning of the new year. So it is not tonight, but rather 36 hours from now. Um, and what happens is everyone gathers in like a central plaza, and there is some festivities going on. But the general rule of thumb is that until midnight, everyone is fasting from food. And so at midnight on the Feast of Gold Night, the 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 moon falls right directly in front of the sun for a massive solar eclipse. Because as you might remember, the Feast of Gold Night is held on the only day of the year in Innistrad where there is 24 hours of sunlight. And so it is the peak of what we would consider summer for Innistradians. It is the changing of seasons. It is the feast is the new moon season headed into the harvest moon season, and so it is kind of a last hurrah of the safest time of the year to be in Innistrad. And of course, the Gold Knight Angels are one of the three flights of angels, and so they are represented in the Feast of Gold Knight as the protectors of humankind, or maybe protectors is the wrong word, fighters for humankind. They're kind of like the army. The protectors are more of the Heron's job, and so they will be well represented. And after midnight, there will be a announcement from the local bishop, and then the feast would begin. And it is a relatively calm affair. Alcohol is there, but it's not an affair where it would be appropriate to get totally drunk.
Says you, my
And
friend.
only yes, and men of the town are to be there, but foreigners often are not welcome. So only men from Innistrad would be welcome to kind of participate, and I would say worshippers of Avacyn would be included. So there are many church people that are present. So it is the morning before. The five of you find yourself in the cellar room below the sizzling sea spa, and there is no one else present. Go at it.
What time did you say it was, Harrison? 9 a.m.?
That's around 9 a.m. And if you guys want to skip through a day or so, we can. But I want to give you the opportunity, if you want, to be a part of the day before. If there's any preparations you wanted to have for the festival, one thing you would know is that weapons are not really allowed in the festival. They actually check them at a tent outside the festival. So it's kind of a very peace-loving affair.
So, we're all planning on attending the festivities tonight, correct? Or tomorrow night. Tomorrow night.
Do we have a particular mission for these festivities, or is this just enjoy?
I believe it is just enjoy right now. We have received no further commands that I'm aware of, so as far as I'm concerned, we are on holiday.
Well, I'm just really looking forward to that then.
What was that, Connor's car?
Of course we should enjoy the harvest. It's a celebration. We completed our mission. We should enjoy the fruits of our labor.
Wonderful. Then we are all in agreement. I'm trying to think of anything from yesterday that we should talk about. But
my mind is a little fuzzy after that run-in with whatever.
Right, the run-in with whatever. I'm also fuzzy.
The run-in with the waterboarding monster.
Right.
Oh man, I think I probably lost a brain cell or two.
He had you in the water a long time.
Yeah, that sucked my face off. Not very pleasant. But I remember I still got some good shots at the monsters that were attacking you, Carlos, so you can thank me later.
Or I could thank you now and be done with it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yes, I
What
mean,
are we gonna do? What are we gonna do with the loot?
Well, as far as loot goes, I don't know that we came across too much. Couple of minor healing potions, the silver necklace, and then
Flail.
The flail.
Yeah, I took the silver flail.
And the angel
we also
wings.
have those. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
We have those wings.
Should we wear the wings to the harvest party?
Should we wear the dismembered limbs of holy angels
Sacrilege.
to a religious holiday?
You guys gotta learn when I'm joking, when I'm just pulling your leg.
Okay,
Just
I'm
pulling your
sensing
leg,
that was a rhetorical question now, but honestly, what kind of party can we expect here? This is my first time over here in
Oh, this is your first
this
time.
particular area.
Okay. Well, the party really doesn't get started until later on into the morning. Up until midnight, there is a lot of fasting, if you're into that sort of thing, and a lot of piety, a lot of religious
Yes.
observance. And then once midnight strikes and it is the new year, things start to loosen up ever so slightly.
I see. So it's going to be a real rager, it sounds like.
Well, if you know the right people, any situation is a rager.
And do we know the right people?
You know me, so yes.
Ah! Thalius gives you a pat on the back. That's the kind
I'll
of
pat
party
Carlos
attitude
really
I like.
hard. I'll pat Carlos really hard on the back and say, "Yeah, I'm ready to get real angry tonight."
Angry? No. Why would you want to get angry? That is not. Oh. I'm catching on. I think I'm catching. This was also a joke, yes?
He looks at you like he was being dead serious.
I do not understand you, little man, but I hope that one day I will.
So we're going, but we're not getting angry. So what should we be doing other than just having a blast?
You guys hear footsteps slowly coming down from the eastern side of the room. There's two stairwells into the room. The eastern side would be from the spa.
So.
I'll look to see who's coming.
Yeah. You look up the stairs, and you see Nadia Alvarez, and she looks down and goes, "What do you want?" To Glyph.
I'm just looking.
Yeah.
Am I not the look here?
Yeah. Looking at me? Not very acceptable. Just saying. Go look at one of those guys. They're prettier than I am. And she winks at you.
Glyph takes his glasses off, and like they were actually really dirty, so he doesn't know like if he can see very much. And then he cleans them, and then he puts them on, and he goes, "Ugh."
She laughs and she kind of puts a hand on your shoulder and kind of shoves past you, not like to hurt you or anything, but playfully, and then heads behind the bar, where she picks up a beautiful white flower, and you guys all know the white flower as a wisp willow. It is like a wish flower in Innistrad. It is believed to be connected to the Wisp Willow Pool, which is a pool that is in the center part of Kessig, where
He's got a white claw. Sorry.
you guys. It is the center part of Kessig where Janik Wolfsworn is from. It is pretty close to his glade in his village where he grew up, and it's a beautiful white flower about this big, and they are represented in the Feast of Gold Night because when the moon centers in front of the sun, the wisp willows are light enough, gravity becomes light enough that they actually float up towards the moon. And so the wisp willows are like wishes that people send out. And she looks at you guys and she goes, "Where are your flowers? Why don't you have them yet?"
Or we're supposed to get flowers.
Carlos,
She goes,
Carlos, we don't have flowers.
I'm not your quartermaster. You can go buy your own flowers. I can go get them if you ask politely, but this is not my responsibility for
Carlos, would you please, pretty please, get the entire party all the flowers we need?
you. Certamente. Absolutely.
I'll take my glasses off again, and I'll be like, I really should not pick out any flowers. I can't see very well.
she looks at you guys and kind of shakes her head, like, frustrated with the boys. And she goes, if you wait till tomorrow, they'll be like 3 times more expensive. So Don't do that.
No, I will get them today. I will get them today. And I know. I did not know before. I know now. Harrison, I apologize for asking this. Have you described what Nadia Alvarez looks like to us before?
Absolutely, I have, but it was in the session you weren't here. Nadia is a slender 20-year-old woman. She has a short sword. She's a tall brunette. She's a disdain for all sorts of vanity. But she runs the spa despite her disdain for vanity.
Okay.
She is also a part of your guys' group. Carlos, you and her were in the group together before the group disbanded the last time.
Mm-hmm.
And she is kind of the mainstay that kind of keeps the household intact for the group. And she's kind of a spitfire.
Okay, cool. Thank you very much.
Good call out, though. Sorry.
No worries.
Carlos, second question here. Would you pretty please pick up a ton of flowers, more than we need, and we'll sell them tomorrow for 3 times the price?
I like that idea.
Incredibly enterprising of you. I like the sound of this. Do you have the cash to front this?
Oh, I'm sure between all of us we can... I mean, this is pretty much a guaranteed investment at this point, so...
Right. I will take it out of the profits tomorrow. Okay, fair enough.
I haven't seen the market yet. I'll come with you to help get the flowers. I haven't seen the market.
Sure, absolutely. Nadia, how is business today?
Business? You know we're closed. The spa is closed on the day before the Feast of Gold Night.
Of course.
It is the eve of Gold Night.
Right, but how is nudge nudge business tonight?
She gives you a smack across the face. Not hard, you don't take damage. She smacks you. And she goes, business is fine. These boys don't ever do their jobs, though. They're useless. And then she kind of starts to tirade under her breath behind the bar, and she fidgets through a couple papers.
She's talking to us. Was that to us?
I'll look around and see if there's other men or maybe little boys.
She goes, of course it's you guys. You guys are so slow. So ridiculous.
Do not worry. This is how Nadia makes friends.
Nadia, we work hard, we play hard. We're gonna rage hard tomorrow.
I know. You play hard all the time. That's the problem.
Okay.
Which one of us plays the hardest, Nadia?
Oh my god.
She glances between. She glances. She glances between Janik and Thalius, and then glances back at Janik, and then back at Thalius, and then she goes, Carlos plays the hardest, of course.
Oh, gosh. Carlos, I bet I can fast more than you tomorrow.
She cracks a smile at that.
You bet that you can fast more than me?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's on.
Sure. All right. If you fast more than me, then you will pay me 5 gold, and if I fast more than you, I pay you 5 gold.
Wait, this is a competition? I've been doing this already.
Well, I mean, if you fast more than the both of us, then you can pay me 5 gold, and if I fast more than you both, I will pay you 5 gold.
Let's do it.
Wonderful.
All right. I need a clarification. Aman, how long have you been, so it's the day before. Are you fasting all day today and all day tomorrow?
Of course.
Yeah, why would you do that?
Wow.
I'm
Can I do a perception roll to see if I can hear his stomach?
Sure, go for it. Perception roll on a stomach roll.
Guidance.
17.
It's 9 a.m. on the first day of his fasting, so you don't hear his stomach.
Yeah, guys, I think he's been eating heavy.
All right. I
You're,
also
you
don't.
are you are talking to a Cathar of the Church of Avison. Fasting is part of our training. I know what I'm doing.
I
You know,
don't know how we're going to
over
prove
on,
this either, but we'll just go honor system, I suppose.
I'll just say, sailing on the Nautilus, we used to fast for weeks between, if we ran out of food and couldn't find any fish. Ate nothing but the salt coming down our sweat on our forehead.
Okay.
That's not fasting. That's just motivation.
One, that is gross, and I do not want to hear this story again. 2, weeks? Is that even possible?
Well, I mean, sea weeks.
What?
What is sea weeks? You can't just say sea weeks.
Yes, I'm also curious. I live on the docks, and I've never heard the term sea week before.
Well, sometimes just time flows a little differently out there at sea. At least it seemed to.
So are they like more or less than actual weeks?
Well, I don't know. You'd have to take some kind of device with you that could keep constant time, and who knows?
I see. So this is more not a hard structure or measurement. It is more a loose identifier or descriptor for an indescribable period of time, a mood more so than
Exactly.
a measurement.
You're right on the money. I'm surprised it's the first time y'all are hearing about this. I mean, we're in the port and everything, and you just don't know about this timey-wimey stuff.
Apparently not. I'm so sorry. All right, so flowers. We are buying a lot of Whispoil flowers. All right, and who is coming with
all the
me on
flowers.
this trip? All the flowers.
I'll come with you guys. I'm also going to stop by the flight of Huron to ask about the wings to see if they have any insight on what these wings might be. I have them drawn up, so I'm going to show them a drawing of them. I'm not going to take them the wings themselves.
Okay, just be careful. Showing any sort of religious figures dismembered angel wings feels touchy at best.
Sacrilegious.
Yeah, he should take the wings themselves. That'll sway any fears.
No, that is not what I'm
that's
saying.
That's why I'm showing a drawing of the wings. I'm not gonna say, "Hey, I found these dismembered wings." It's gonna be like, I've come across these wings in my own studies, and I'm not finding their origins. If they have any insight into that, I'm not just gonna say,
Okay.
"Hey, found some dismembered
All right,
wings."
no, I trust you. It will be handled with kid gloves, I'm sure. So, I apologize for
Amon, I want to remind you that the Flight of the Hurons do have an office in Drunau, but that office is manned by like a port boy who just kind of runs the office. And then there's there's an inn within the office that sometimes like nights and people will stay, but it's not always. So you never know what you'll chance upon when you arrive.
Okay.
You could send a letter from there to the rest of the flight. That would be something you could do.
Yeah, so either of those would happen. So I'd go and see if anyone was there that was good, but I'd also send a letter to my home flight. Yep.
Well, Nadia looks at you guys. She shakes her head in kind of disgrace. She looks at everyone. She looks at Glyph last and goes, "Don't forget to lock the door again." And then she storms out.
Can I get you anything from the market?
Nadia says, "Just keep them away from me, please."
She seems a bit touchy today.
She's touchy every day. It is fun. It is like walking into a puzzle every day.
She seemed like she was
Glyph,
in a great mood today.
I agree.
Glyph,
This is
she-
one of her better
Maybe
days.
where she normally is. She must have
She
plans
stormed-
for the festival.
she storms out, so you guys are alone in the room again, with the western exit open to you.
I suppose I will head to the market with whoever is interested in joining.
Let's go.
I'm down to go.
All right.
All right.
We will all go.
So you guys walk through the short tunnel. It's about 50 meters. And you guys come up to a stone step of stairs that comes out from under the underside of the small stone cathedral that is in the Masons Parish. And you guys have come to the side alleyway, and there's a little trick to opening the door. There's like a lever that you push, and you slide the door open, and you guys peek out into the alley, and there's no one in the alley. There never is. And you guys walk alongside the alley, and you come
Did
to
Griff
the-
remember to lock the door?
No.
Go back and lock the door, Griff.
Oh, I'm pretty sure I locked it, but I'll go double check.
As you guys walk back. You watch Glyph walk back, and you watch him open the door that's clearly unlocked, and then shut it again.
Yes, but does he
Glyph,
lock
you
it?
actually want? Yeah, Glyph, you want to lock the door.
I locked the door.
All right, you lock the door. Got it. You guys get to the front of the parish. So you're on the right side of the parish. To your left is the parish that's directly next to you, and then to your right is an open Broadway. It's like a 2-lane street for a horse-drawn carts. It's pretty clean. It's pretty well put together. It's cobblestone, and you see right in front of the parish there is a Cathar who has a small cart with wisp willow flowers in it.
Oh, Carlos, this looks perfect.
All right. We will see how.
What do you
this
say we
goes.
take the whole cart?
Carlos, the flowers you should have bought before Nadia and Bear's
Okay,
dress.
okay, everybody calm down. Let's see how this goes. And I will approach the man running the cart.
And he goes, "Oh, Carlos, how are you, my brother?"
Buenos dias, sir. It is good to see you again. I'm well. Are you?
The name of the guard is Rickon. He is a guard that is friend of Tomas Tarsus. He is a pretty common sight at the Masons Parish. You guys don't know him well, but you recognize him. He goes, "Oh, I'm good. I'm gonna be selling the wisp willows for tomorrow. It's been a very good day. We're almost out of flowers." And you look down and you can count that he has 8 intact, white, beautiful flowers, and then there's like one that's kind of falling apart.
How much for the lot? Let me send you
20
home early.
spectrals, my friend.
20 spectrals.
20. Yes.
Are you charging?
It's a free
full,
wish for Abyssin.
Are you charging full price for this little broken one here?
He goes, if you wait till tomorrow, there'll be 50.
I'm aware, but I also know that if I pay you, say, 15 now as opposed to 20, and you stand out here in the hot sun, you wait, and eventually you will sell this, it is true, but I send you home early now. You have time to enjoy your day.
You buy all of them, even the broken one?
Even the broken one for you, my friend.
Go ahead and make a persuasion check.
Sure. That is an 18 total.
Nice.
He goes, "You promise you not tell them?"
Tell who? Who would I tell? And why would I tell? I got
Tomas.
flowers.
Tomas will be mad at me for giving the discount to you guys.
Well, then it's a good thing he will never know.
Okay, 15, but just for you.
It is a favor
So
I
you
am
guys,
happy to accept.
you guys owe
15 gold. Got it.
no 15 gold, 15 spectrals for each flower.
For each flower. I see.
Yeah. Yeah.
I thought I was purchasing the lot. I
Oh
only.
gosh, this deal's getting worse all the time.
Okay.
So you guys are at 135 spectrals right now. If you want to buy the lot.
Okay. And we're just doing like starting, like our starting gold pieces are worth the same amount in spectrals.
No, you got paid 100 spectrals at the beginning of last session.
That was the session you weren't there for, Tyler.
Cool. So did I get paid for that then?
I thought that Mr. Cartwright gave you the money, didn't he? I'm pretty sure he paid you out of the money that he gave. He gave you 100 spectrals last session.
Okay, sure.
Oh, at the beginning.
Yeah, he gave him at the beginning. He got out money and paid all the people.
Okay, cool. Then
Yeah.
I erred in not writing that down, so I'll put down 100 spectrals. And then my starting gold, I had 15. So how does gold
Yeah, but you
convert
don't
to
have
spectrals?
Gold doesn't convert to spectrals. You don't have any gold.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, that answers
Merciless.
that.
You know how I am.
Yeah, no, that's totally cool. All right, so I count out what I've got, and I'm like, all right, I am 35 short. Who's chipping in on these?
Oh, I gotcha.
I'll chip in 15 for my own.
I will also help for 15.
All right.
Looks like I've got to pay for my own too. But it's my pleasure to pay.
You are each offering 15, and I only need 30. Okay. All right. So 15, 15.
I'll tell you what. I'll give you 30 right here.
30. Okay. So all right. Quick math. All right. So 15, 15, 15 is
I'll
45.
give you my
plus,
30.
You're giving me 30. Okay. All right. So 15, 15 is 30. Then 30. Then 30 is 90. Out of 135 is okay. So I only pay 45. All right. So here is the 135, my friend. So sorry. Thought we were.
He takes it. He kind of like looks around. He's gonna make a sleight of hand check.
Okay.
No.
He
Can
takes
I
it.
like
and you
make
guys,
one as well to assist him with this, or is that not what's happening?
Yeah, go for it. Go for it
Okay.
because he rolled pretty bad.
Cool. That's a 23 for me.
Well, that seems pretty good.
Yeah.
So
I
you
like
kind of
grab his hand and like also like
he
do a
kind of like
motion.
fumbles it, and
Yeah.
you like correct it, and you get the money in his pocket. And then he has these like beautiful white like containers that he folds the flowers into neatly. He's able to get 2 flowers into each container, and he gives you the 9 flowers, including the broken one, and you have them now in your possession. They're a little bit, they're very visible, so they're a little awkward to carry.
Mm-hmm.
Think like a corsage box. You know,
Sure.
they're like you know, a little awkward to carry 9 of them. Just one of you, if you guys would want to dish them out to each other, that'd be fine. But they're awkward to carry in your hands.
Sure. All right.
You want some help, Carlos?
One for you. One for you. One for you. One for you.
Yes.
And we have
What I've always wanted.
So we had
Yeah,
8.
Carlos. What? Carlos, is this the broken one?
No. Is it? Oh, I'm so sorry. You are fine with that, right? Or do you want to switch? You want to switch, or are you fine with that?
I would like to switch.
You're fine with that? Oh no, switch.
No,
Oh, sorry.
I would like to switch. Carlos.
Switch. Okay. Oh, so sorry. And I'll swap that out.
And you guys are walking away, chatting, and you guys are headed down to the docks to go to the House of the Herons, which is Connor's like knight tribe. He's a knight of the Heron, and basically what they do is they're the protectors of Innistrad. They're all about like protecting villages and cities. They're in charge of the wards that protect the churches and the parishes, and they're all about like rebuilding the defenses so that people can live their lives. And so you guys head down to the docks. You are on the way there. You do see on the way there an old lady, maybe 75. She's carrying 3 white boxes back to her house. And she's walking slowly past you the opposite way.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Where did you find these flowers?
She goes, at the All Run Cathedral, you know, where they have the big cathedral.
On the bridge?
Yes, on the bridge.
Guys, we gotta go there. I mean, look at this. You got 3 boxes right here.
So 3 boxes would be 6 flowers if they were all full.
Right.
And how much did you pay for flowers?
Yeah, did
She
you pay?
goes, they're selling them for 25 at the cathedral.
Do
25.
like a little bro fist. Like, good job, Carlos. Like, yeah.
Ma'am, would you like any assistance taking these flowers back to your place? You seem to be having a little bit of trouble carrying them.
Oh, that would be so kind of you. She hands you 2 of the boxes of the flowers.
Right. I suppose we will just catch up with you later.
Yep.
Okay.
Thalius whispers in Amon's ear, nice.
Go ahead and make...
Literally just Amon being a nice dude. That's literally what this is.
Amon, are you gonna ask her to the big ball tomorrow?
All right, we are going. We are going to the cathedral. Oh my god.
You guys go down a couple flights of stairs. As you know, the city, a vertical city. It's not. And you go a couple down flights of stairs, and you see before you a beautiful like square. It's like a town square, and on the side that you're coming down, you notice a large rectangular bridge that spans on both sides of a pretty small cathedral for the main cathedral of the town. It is the All Run Cathedral. It's very beautiful. It is a symmetrical cathedral with one tower on the middle, and of course at the top of the tower there's a large anvil that gets struck, and it sounds like a bright cymbal that gets struck on the hours of the day. And you've got this side of the square is kind of the more informal side of the square, but this is where tomorrow's festivities would be. The informal side of the square is filled with mini cathars. They're marching to and fro. There's a large inn called the Smithy and Swill that is to your left. It is one of the biggest inns that you've ever seen. It's certainly the biggest inn in Drunau. And there is a lot of small shops around the plaza as well. But on the far end of the shop, you see a line, a pretty long line. And at the front of this line, you see 2 cathars who are seemingly selling flowers.
Oh, here we go. What do you think you can get these flowers for, Carlos? 10?
Well, we will see. It is that I had connections with the previous guard or Cathar. I do not know. I do not recognize from this distance who those are, but
Interesting.
we'll try.
And,
We'll see
when
what
they
we can
sold-
do.
When they sold it to an old lady for 25,
That's true, and your salesman friend said tomorrow there'll be 50, so even 25
no
wouldn't
discount
be
to the elderly.
terrible.
All right. So how much do we have amongst us to pool towards this purchase? How many are we buying?
I have 70 left.
All right. Are you committing all 70?
Yes.
All right. Investing hard. I like it.
Carlos, I've got an idea too. If you maybe take that broken one we got and say that we got a bad one from this guy, we'd like to exchange it for a good one. You're the smooth talker
Aren't we
here.
going to get, like, struck down by, what's her name?
I
Allison.
That one, yeah.
like this idea you have presented. That is not bad. I will try this. And we'll see how it goes.
Do you want to go try to steal a couple while we're swindling them from the front end of it?
I thought you guys were all, like, on board with this whole church thing. Now I'm kind of getting a different idea.
All right, we can break down our theology and worldview at a different time. But all right, so 70.
And Carlos, I got an idea. While you're doing that,
Another idea.
and then Janik, you're doing your thing, I'll act like I hurt my back, and then he'll be looking at me, and he won't know what hit him.
Sure.
So, Harrison, while they go up, I want to be like, 20 feet away, and like cause a little bit of a scene, but just like a background scene.
All right. What's the question you had?
The question I had?
I think David had a question. No? Okay. All right. So let me clarify what's happening. Carlos is getting in line.
Right.
Janik is trying to pickpocket flowers, big boxes.
No, I was joking when I said that.
Okay.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
okay.
I'm not doing that.
Thank goodness.
No.
You gotta
Some
these
priest we
jokes.
have
I just
Janek, do you wish to invest in this opportunity with us at all, or you're just along for the ride?
I look at the big long line
Right.
and I go, I don't know. I really want to stand in line. I'd rather go to the inn and drink.
You can do that. It's just if you want to throw a couple coins my way. That is all. I will stand in line.
I would give an investment. I'll give 35.
35. All right. So I have my grand total of, quick math, 160. All right. Cool.
All right. You guys get in line.
Right.
Janik is headed to this Smithy and Swill.
Mhm.
Thalius and Glyph, what are you guys up to?
I'm just standing in line with Carlos
Thalius
since I'm
in
so
line.
heavily invested in this.
Yeah, that's what I'll do too.
Glyph, all right. Jump in line. Janik, we'll get back to you in a minute. Amon, you finish delivering the flowers with this lady. Get to her doorstep. She asks for them back. Would you please give them back?
Of course.
You hand them to the lady. She says, thank you. And she hands you 5 spectrals, which is a pretty big amount of money for, like, just chilling. And she goes, they don't make them like you anymore. And she shuts the door as she goes in the house. Amon, what would you like to do?
What a nice young boy.
As she's shutting the door, I'm like starting to say the like formal goodbye because I'm a normal religious dude. I'm just sitting there with my.
So you say, will you pass eternity on Earth?
Yeah.
And the door shuts, and then there's just nothing.
And I just look at the money. I'm just like, I got 5 spectrals out of it. That was all right. So I pocket the money, and then I'm gonna head to the Flight of Huron office.
Yeah, so it takes you about 20 minutes to get down there. It's down through the religious district and then the aristocratic district and down to the docks. You get to the Flight of Huron's little office in area. You know exactly where it is, and you walk in, and there's a younger boy, at the age of like 16, who's sitting behind a desk. He has like a bunch of mailboxes kind of behind him, and he looks up and he goes, "Oh, Aman, my brother, how are you?" And you recognize him as a young recruit. He's a young recruit named Thomas. So in a difference from Tomas, your captain, Thomas is not from Drunau. He is like you, kind of shipped in and running this office for the Flight of Hurons.
Tomas, I'm doing well. I'm looking to see who's in today. I just have some matters to discuss within the flight.
He goes, well, most of the boys are back in Gavany, but I think we've got two paladins coming in tomorrow for the celebration. But they're not here today. I don't remember who it is. I can go look. I just received word of their coming yesterday.
Oh, that would be great if you could take a look at that for me. For now, I'll write a letter back home instead.
Okay, so who are you writing the letter to? And Thomas can get it there.
Yeah, so I'm writing a letter to my captain. Oh, let me bring up his name. I have it somewhere.
Hey, Carlos, you don't think Eamon went to get food, do you?
Probably not. But even if he did, I mean, we've still got a whole nother day of fasting. So technically, he's only hurting his own chances.
True, true, true.
It's true. It's true. Yeah, his Brightfoot. Trying to remember the name. Sorry.
You're okay. You write the letter to your captain, and
Yeah.
and you write the letter and you give it to the port boy. What does the contents of the letter say in basic English?
Yeah. So I write to him just about the uh, op in the vampire manor. So I describe the entrance in, what the manor looks like, and the nature of it, the magical nature of the manor, and what I found inside, including the note and the monsters and severed angel wings. And I make special note to say these wings seem to be of the fourth flight that was destroyed by Avacyn, based on my initial recollection. I'm just wondering, like, does this flight still exist to some capacity? Why would they have wings like this? What are the origins of these wings, if not the flight still existing? And is this flight potentially a threat out there, or like just looking for some feedback on what I've encountered in the
Awesome.
Vampire Manor?
I feel like I understand exactly what. And the port boy Thomas looks at you and goes, "Amon, my brother, I have a wonderful day. You know, will you pass eternity on Earth?"
And I forget. I gotta write this thing down.
And you with me, brother.
And you with me. You with me, brother. Did you by any chance get the names of those two paladins that'll be stopping by?
Mm. He looks. He grabs a paper in the back, and he goes. It's Krelick, Krelick.
Krelick. Okay.
And Jasmine, Jasmine.
Okay.
And he goes. I don't know them though. I've never met them.
That's more than enough information, Thomas. Enjoy the festival, and have a good day.
He smiles at you, kind of gives a wave like you're a hero, and watches you walk out as you go to the harbor. Where are you headed to next, Amon?
So, knowing that they went to the marketplace, I'm gonna walk to the marketplace.
Marketplace, Mister Janik, you enter the Smithian Swill, and you walk in, and you are among holy men everywhere, and none of them are drinking or eating. The entire bar is full of Cathars and paladins, and even a couple of priests that have wound their way in. There's conversations going on at many tables. This room is huge. It's like maybe 60 or 70 yards long, and there's a large bar on the right. On the left, there is a brick outlay cropping, 6 of them in fact, where there are active smithings working on weapons on the left side of the bar of this building. And you walk into the Smithian Swill. There's lots of noise.
So I look at the bar, and is there anyone that's sitting at the bar? Like you said, there's no one while drinking, right?
Yeah, there's at least 20 people at the bar. The bar seats maybe 40. It's about half full.
Can I walk over to the smithies and see why they're making weapons?
Yeah, so
Like what that's for? Or
you,
so
you walk you walk over and you see that they are making weapons, and there is an ironsmith that's in front of you working on a pretty beautiful sword. It looks like it's wrought iron steel or some sort of mixed metal that you haven't been acquainted with before. But he looks like he's working hard, and he's not looking at you.
Can I try to get his attention?
Sure. What are you gonna do?
Hey, you!
A couple guys that are behind you kind of look around like, who's this guy? And the Smithy goes and turns around and goes, me?
Yeah.
What do you want?
Why are you working on the day before a holiday? What are you making there?
He goes, a sword. Do you know where you are?
In an inn. Clearly not. Tell me.
He says, this is the Smithy and Swill. It's like one of the most famous inns in the country.
But it's an inn.
Yes, for Cathars that makes weapons.
Oh.
He looks around a
Never
little
mind.
and he goes, "Sir, are you okay?"
Yeah. I'm just looking around, trying to figure out where. I've never been in here before. This is all very new to me. I'm from the woods. I apologize.
The Smithy next to him kind of looks up and goes like, "Is everything good?" And he's like, "Yeah, this guy."
This guy. Well, I apologize, and I walk away. I go to the bar.
You go to the bar. There is no one behind the bar. But there's like 20 knights that are kind of lined up, and they're in different dress. Some you recognize, some you don't, as different knights representing different angels and different subsects of Avacyn's religion.
And everyone's just talking. Like there's
They're all just,
like nothing's actually happening.
Some are praying together. There's a lot of there's not a lot of haughtiness. It's a pretty humble day of the year, the day before a massive holiday.
Well, given that there's no one behind the bar and there doesn't seem to be anything going on in here, I walk out of the bar in complete utter frustration and disappointment.
Meanwhile,
in my village, we celebrate this day with lots of feasting and drink. What in the world are they doing in this city? I walk over to Glyph and start complaining. Can you believe that they're not serving anything in the bar? I'm kind of I mutter that under my breath as I join up with the group.
Well, I'm not an alcoholic. I don't know what you thought I was.
all right, so hang tight. As Janet kind of walks up, there is a disgruntled cry from maybe 10 spots behind saying, excuse me, sir. What are you doing? To Janet as he approaches the line from now. They're about 10th in line, and it's been like a 25-minute time period.
I'll look back and I'll say, "We're cutting."
He goes, that's my point. This sir needs to get out of here, sir.
I say, these are my friends. I'm with them.
He says, so you can hold spot for other people in line? Is that how it works?
Sir, what's your name?
You're asking the young man in the back of the line that's getting cut?
Yeah, what's his name?
He goes, that's not your business. And he goes, guards! and you see the town guard from across the square begin to slowly walk towards the line.
And I'll start saying, "Guards, guards!"
All right. There's now a gathering of guards heading towards you. There's like 6 town guards headed towards you. They are about 20 yards off. They continue to walk towards you at a small pace. Janik, what are you doing? I need to know where you're going.
I am sticking with my friend group.
All right. The guards approach and say, "What seems to be the problem?"
I look at them and go, "I'm just coming back to hang out and join up with my friends who've been standing in line."
And the guys in the back go, "Yeah, he cut in line. Cut in line for the ceremony. I know there's only a few." And at that, there is massive outrage in the line, and they begin to rise up against you. And there's like 20 people shouting to the guards that you cut.
Can I jump in here?
All right, this is where I'll take the broken flower and I'll say, "You guys think that this is outrageous? This guy sold us a bad flower."
The guys look at the flower, and the guards look at you and go, "Sir, don't you get to pick your own flower? Is that the one you picked?"
No, he told us that all his flowers were mint condition, but not this one.
Oh my.
So we just need to talk to him. That's
Go ahead
all.
and make a persuasion check, please. Glyph.
This is not that good.
Thalius is just like not reacting to any of this and just kind of pretending he doesn't know these folks. Just standing in line.
13.
I think I've been doing the same.
The guards walk up to Janik and Glyph and go, "All right, follow us, or we will arrest you." Oh,
Wait, come again?
you guys cut in line on a holy day of the year. You cheat the people out of their chance to get a flower to make a wish on the feast of the Gold Knight, and then you sit here and lie to me, while these other people, the good people of the town, try and buy the flowers for the holiday.
This is one big misunderstanding because we already got our flowers, but our friend Carlos is getting more. Just because there's a bunch of us doesn't mean we're all buying flowers.
Are you guys all holding the flowers? Who's holding?
I already have a flower.
You have flowers.
I had given one to each member of the party, and then I was holding the rest. If that was, yeah, I was holding the rest. That was permissible.
You guys probably put them in your backs by now, right? There's not.
Sure, if that's allowed. Yeah, absolutely.
Sure.
Yeah.
So there's none visible.
Right.
Yeah.
So I look at the guard, and I'm starting to get a little bit frustrated and angry. Say, "Look, sir, my friends have been standing in line. I was never my intention to buy any flowers anyway. And the only crime I've committed is just trying to maintain fellowship on this holy day. Please, I mean no harm."
Go ahead and make a persuasion check. Hopefully it's better than Glyph's.
Guys,
Guys,
need
yourself.
me.
There's one part that I wanted to jump in immediately, but I'm also really enjoying where this went.
Nope, I got a 4.
All right. The guy looks at both of you and goes, "Last chance. Out of line or arrested? Let's go."
I take one big step out of line.
And I also move out of the line.
Okay. The guards back up a little bit, and they sit there and they stare at you.
Is there like a wall or something that we could just move away from the actual line and to just make it very clear that we are not going to be getting back in line?
Absolutely.
All right, we will walk over to. I walk over towards a bench out of the midst of the crowd.
Is
Great.
there any
Muttering into my breath.
area that's dark? Like a dark area?
Not really. It's like midday and the sun.
It's a full Sunday.
What?
You don't know if there's like a dark alley.
I mean, like the plaza is rather open. You could go find a place to hide. Sure.
No, forget it. I'll just go with Janik wherever he goes.
All right. You guys go to a bench that's on the far end of the plaza. Carlos and Thalius, you guys continue to march through the line. And you get
So
up towards the
anyway,
front.
I mean, all my time in the docks, I've never heard of a sea week. I've heard of the mermaids months. I have heard of serpents sort of appearing during certain seasons of the year, but
Right,
never
right.
never a sea week. This is
Oh
I'm
my gosh.
just baffling that this has never come up.
What corner of the earth did I land on that you've never even heard of anything like a sea week? I mean, this is just. I'm equally baffled as you, my friend.
One of life's mysteries, I suppose. But now I know you have educated me. Hopefully, over the course of our time together, I can educate you on some things.
I actually would very much like that. Would like to know what your intelligence is about the sea around here.
Oh, okay, about the sea, not
The ships.
okay.
What did you think I was gonna say?
I was sort of thinking maybe like in a general sense on like a 1 to 20 scale sort of a thing. And I do pretty much have that number nailed down. I am not the best in the
I-
world. I'm not the smartest, not the brightest, but smarter than the average bear, one might say.
Mm, that's pretty good. I feel like I'm more average in general if we're talking.
Sure.
Just kind of it's just kind of up to chance whether or not I know something.
And that is
You guys
all
get to the front of the line,
Yeah.
and the gentleman goes,
Oh, hello, guard, Mr. Qatar. Do I know this one?
"No, you don't know. You know, this is
Okay.
this is where most of them are. This is kind of a general sense, and you guys are, excuse me, kind of in the belly of the beast right now. I mean, this is corruption central for the church.
Gotcha. Okay.
Mm, okay.
I have come to. My family is not able to travel with me. I've been sent as sort of an errand to pick up flowers for my family, and I was wondering if I could grab. I don't know. Say 10.
He says 3 per person max.
Okay. Well, there are
Ooh.
2 of us that we have been sent together, so that is 6. We
Right.
can
That's
do?
true. That's true. 6, yes. That would be 180 spectrals.
108. Oh no, I do not. Well, I have 160. Could we come to some sort of agreement there, my friend? Perhaps.
No, next. No, not doing deals. The Feast of Gold Night. There's only a couple flowers left. If you can't pay, don't buy any.
I look at Thalius.
Thales is just kind of like gives you a look like do your thing, like talking.
This is not. Is not you. All right. I will take what 160 gets us. What is 160 get us?
150 will get you 5.
All right, we'll do 5. And actually, I did want to bring up. I thought I had a I sent my younger nephew to come and pick up a flower earlier, and he picked a broken one. I was wondering if I could swap it. Where did Darius? Did you have the flower from the nephew?
Oh, think Glyph had that one.
Who? Who?
I kind of look around for him.
Oh, yes, Glyph is the one that picked it. Okay. So sorry. Yes, we will just take the 150, the 5. Or the.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
That's all there was.
Okay.
He hands you 3 more boxes of flowers. So that gives you a grand total of 14 flowers, one of which is slightly damaged.
Right.
And it costs you another 150 to get out and get you out. It's just after afternoon.
Okay. I will hand the 10 remaining spectrals back to Thalius and then start looking around for Glyph and Janik.
Thank you.
You can see Cliff and Janik. They're in where they were sitting at the far side of the plaza.
Okay. I just kind of
And
stride.
Amon arrives in the square at the same time.
So I just kind of stride over him.
Where did you two go? What happened? We were all waiting in line, and then all of a sudden I turn around and you're not there. Nor is the broken flower. Say something for yourself, Glyph. You look as if you're not even here.
Earth to Glyph.
You look
Earth to
hundreds
Glyph.
of miles away at the moment, and I cannot shake it out of you at the moment.
Hold on, guys.
Janik, what did you do?
I got locked out, but I'm back inside now. And my computer's at 1%, so I gotta charge it.
Oh my gosh.
Glyph got locked out of his own mind.
Janik, hold on. I got a little bit of brain fog right now.
Well, I would say so,
Still
because you're
loud
talking
enough for
to
a half
Carlos. Janik is with you. He is your accomplice in whatever shenanigans you have found yourself in, and I'm just looking for answers from somebody.
He'll tell you what happened.
What? Okay.
You didn't see what happened with us with the guards? We tried to join back with you guys, and they accused us of cutting in line. You didn't even try to help us.
I do not. Darius, do you remember being requested for help?
I remember some commotion, but I'm strictly concerned on business at this moment. So hard to tell what was going
Did you guys
on.
get the flowers?
We got 5 flowers. Maybe could have been 6, but somebody appears to have absconded with the broken flower. So that sort of swap was taken off of the table, and perhaps because of the... I won't place the blame on you for that, but they're a bit snobbier around here. A little harder to cut the tension and make friends, butter them up, so to speak.
Carlos froze when we got up there.
No kidding.
It's okay, Carlos. We all have our moments.
Okay.
Hey,
Well-
Harrison.
The bar's not selling any booze, so now what do we do?
What do you got, Glyph?
Is the guy who said that we were cutting? Is he in line? Like, has he gotten his flower yet?
No.
He's
Evan's
Oh,
got
no.
vengeance in his eyes.
He's- he's up to the front of the line. You can see him buying
Okay. Are there any animals around?
animals around. There's some like pigeons that are up on the cathedral edge, and there's probably some fish in the water down below in the river.
I will cast Speak with Animals.
Oh my gosh.
Speak with Pigeons. Okay. And
All
then
right, you've got their attention.
Glyph, why are you waving your hands around?
hey guys, and you guys like don't know who Liff is talking to, but he's like
And the
looking up.
pigeons kind of, you can see them in the distance, and they look your way.
Does anyone have any food? I'll look at what's Connor's? Connor, what is your name? Is Amon? He's not with us, is he?
Yeah.
No, he's headed back across the. He's trying back across the plaza
Well,
right
I know
now.
Amon's got most of the food on him, but I know he doesn't actually fast. But and does anyone got any snacks for these pigeons?
You wish to
Oh, you're
feed the
talking to us
birds at this moment.
It's a bribe. Jenny, you see where I'm going with this?
Who are you talking to?
Are you saying this all in pigeon or not?
No, I'm talking to.
I hand you. Let's see. Oh no, I don't have any. Oh, okay. Apparently, I have some rations.
Yeah.
I'll
I was gonna say,
hand you like a bit of rations, like some crumbs.
Yeah, you got some crackers and stuff for sure.
So, are the pigeons like? Where are they at?
They're on the corner of the cathedral, and they can hear your call. You're probably about 40 yards away from them.
This is gonna be
And
good.
I'll like sprinkle some rations out in front of me. Say,
All right.
here, Pidgey.
And
I take a few steps back.
seven
I
pigeons
slide
take
backwards.
I scooch as far away on the bench as possible from.
off from the cathedral, and they land very near you guys, and they begin pecking away at the crumbs.
and I'll look at the biggest one, like the one that looks like he can do the most damage.
Yep.
Say, hey, could you help me out? And it
He
looks
will
like
see.
Cliff is he's just like squawking at these birds, I guess.
The pigeon looks back at you and says, "What do you need, my brother?"
This is like my friends, one of our first times in this town, and you know, you know how it feels when someone gets you in trouble and you didn't do anything.
He said, "We saw that encounter. You got in big trouble."
Do you think you could, destroy that, destroy his flower?
Oh, okay.
Oh, we could do some good damage to him, couldn't we, boys? And they all go,
Oh,
so
thank you.
they finished pecking. And you watch this guy, and you had pointed him out to the pigeons, and you watch this guy, and he's walking across the plaza, and the pigeons take off, and they fly above him, and they just unload on this guy. I mean, he just covered white as they just fly by and just poop all over him, and they kind of arc back to the cathedral. And you can like look on the ground and you see like there's where they had been, and then just that one area got hit.
Success. See, Janik, you gotta trust me more.
I burst out laughing at the scene, uncontrollably laughing.
Thalius joins in the laughter for sure.
Carlos,
Gentlemen,
1 second. Carlos would like to walk over to the man that's just been dive bombed.
sure. He's shaking himself and like furious.
Brother, so you have not been smiled upon by the gods today, I'm afraid, but let me help you, if you would be so, do you permit me?
Yes.
And I
Whatever. Oh,
I pull a rag out and I start trying to clean him up a little bit. And
Sure.
I would like to, one, use attempt to pickpocket the flowers that he has, in all the confusion or whatever, and perhaps obfuscating what I'm doing. I would like to cast Prestidigitation as like a kind of sparkling effect in his eyes, but also cleaning him.
Awesome. All right. I need a sleight of hand check. Thievery. I'll give you advantage while you're distracting him with prestidigitation. And he has 2 boxes of flowers. He has 4 flowers. Are you trying to take 1 box or 2?
I'll take 1 box because I feel like if I take 2, that gets riskier.
Yep.
So with advantage,
Yep.
that is a 14.
You clean him up, and as you're cleaning him up, you just snag one of the boxes out of your backpack. You tuck it into your. You just keep cleaning and cleaning away. He's still spluttering, but he's like amazed. Like there was a white blotch on his arm, and it's just gone now. It's like you've done a great job. And he looks at you, goes, "Oh, thank you, my friend. Thank you."
You are quite welcome. Sometimes Avacyn herself does not smile upon you, but the people who are worshippers help each other out.
He looks at you kind of awkwardly when you say that, because, as you know, he's a true follower of us and buying the flower. And he goes, "May you pass eternity on earth."
Only with you, brother. Right? Is that right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And he like nods his head and walks off with his backpack intact, and you walk off with 2 more flowers.
Heck yeah.
Nice. Good job, Carlos.
Would you guys like to do anything else?
We've got to get out of here.
There's the drop in microphone, though. What would we like to do? Anything else? What?
Would you like to do anything else today, or would you like to go ahead and go to the next day?
Next day.
I had actually, I don't know if this is something that I could set up for the next day, Harrison, but I'm
Sure. What do you got?
wondering with my contacts if there's somebody that I could talk to about a valuation on the Angel's Wings. Someone that I trust.
Sounds good. I will say, you know of a man. He's not a close friend. He's more of kind of like a black market dealer.
Mm-hmm.
He works in his own house store.
Something off the
his
books.
His name is Mono.
Right.
And he specializes in kind of the study of like magical objects and items.
Okay.
The store doesn't have a storefront. It's kind of just his area. It's actually very close by where you are currently. If you wanted to approach it with all of the friends, that would be no problem. But if you wanted to approach it alone, you would have to come back later this evening.
I probably want to do this part alone.
All right. So, anyone else want to do anything today so that I don't want to drag you guys on a day that the day before. All right, cool. So you guys all head back. Planning a fun day for the next day. And Carlos departs, headed for his house, which is down by the docks. And Carlos, on the way back, what would you like to do?
And the keeping things moving expediently is a good point, Harrison. I'm fine to do this as like a separate conversation between you and me, and we'll just resolve it after.
I would love that. That's fine.
Cool.
Yep. You guys wake up the next morning. The early morning, you guys know there's no. Pretty quickly, around 2 p.m., you see a couple of people begin to lock their doors and leave towards the Diviner's Square, which is where you had been the previous day. Many of them, not all of them, but many of them have a white box in tow. And they begin their descent down towards the cathedral. Approaching 3 p.m., you know that festivities kind of begin at 4, but the gatherings begin before that. Have Carlos, Thalius, or Amon eaten since the previous day?
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. You guys, you have? All right.
Yeah.
I'm not going to give exhaustion, but you guys are starting to feel really tired, Thalius and Amon. You guys are, I would say, let's go ahead and make a Constitution saving throw for both of you guys.
Can I get advantage because I have background in doing this?
Let's roll and see where you're at.
Can I get advantage for background too?
For his seaweeds.
How about you guys roll and see where we're at?
Natural 1.
Ooh. What did I get? I got a 7 plus Constitution 8.
You guys are both pretty tired from the previous day's festivities, and so you are exhaustion level 1, which gives you disability on all ability checks only. Just
disadvantage.
Until disadvantage on ability checks.
Yeah.
Okay.
What did I say?
Disability.
Oh, sorry. Disability on your checks.
Yeah.
All right. We go into the next day, and you guys are headed out. Carlos, you're meeting them there. Or are you joining up with them?
I'll probably join up with them. I put on some fancier duds, befitting of a holiday. I've got my flower kind of pinned to the lapel, and I'll eventually get over there.
Awesome. How are you guys carrying the remaining? So you guys have 17 flowers, is that right?
We have 15. 16, including the broken one.
Okay, 16 including the broken one.
Yeah.
So the ones that you're wearing...
Does that include the 2 that you got?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was... we had 8 plus the broken one originally, then we bought 5, and then I stole 2.
Gotcha.
Grand total.
So you have
16.
15 plus the broken one. Yep.
Yes.
So you guys begin to walk down towards the Diviner Square. At the edge of the square, you guys are coming from the south side of the square. At the edge of the square, there is a large tent where people are headed in. You see a lot of people with boxes, a few people without boxes. They're very clearly white boxes. And the large tent, you see that people are taking their backpacks off, and they're taking their weapons off, and they are checking them as they walk into the square.
So I see him. Seems like some people don't have flowers. Should we just approach them?
Sure. I mean, we could even just make a pile on the ground, and hopefully people are. Usually, people on the last day get sort of desperate, so they start looking everywhere for them. So if we just put them in sight, we should be all right.
I see. So pick a street corner and set up shop.
Exactly.
Okay.
Where are you guys going to set up shop? Give me a relative.
I would say
Obviously-
perhaps near the square, but not in the square.
Yeah.
So maybe like 2 blocks away, you can see the
Yeah.
distance. All right, you set up. You like put the boxes out on this like little table that you guys brought, and within a minute, you have like 30 people around you. Like
Nice.
we'll take them, like just yelling out.
Thalius
There's
stands in front of the table with his arms crossed to kind of keep the crowd back.
sure.
All right, friends. I wish we could serve all of you, but unfortunately, we have limited supply, and so we are going to maximize efficiency for this. We'll start at how many of you can do 75 gold? Sound fair for each flower?
You see some people's like eyes like wide, like holy crap, and you see some people who are like, maybe it's worth it, maybe 75 is worth it, and then you have one guy that yells out, 60. I'll give you 60 for 3 of them.
But no one actually steps up.
No one steps up with 75. Then one gentleman is for 3 so far.
All right, fair enough. 60 is the price for the day. It's a holiday after all.
Right. So that's 180 spectrals in your pocket. As you guys take and you sold three of them. There's a couple more gentlemen that are like, we'll do 50, but we can't do more than that. There's a bunch of people willing to do 50. That seems to be the general takers. And you guys have 8 flowers left to sell.
How many people are saying they can pay 50?
At least 20.
I whisper to Carlos, first to 55?
You may offer it. You are a co-business partner.
All right, first gentleman who can offer 55, get our remaining supply.
55. I will buy 5 of them. 5 of them.
Gentleman in the back, right there. Come up.
That gives you guys another struggle. 255 spectrals.
Okay.
And that gives you 3 flowers left. There's now a frenzy, though, with only 3 flowers left sitting on the... one of which is a little bit broken. You see people stepping up, and one guy goes, 100 spectrals for both of those 2 right there.
Does he point? Is he pointing at the broken one or the good ones?
No, the good ones. He's
good
pointing
ones.
at the 2 remaining good ones for 100 each.
Harrison, the 255 times 5 is 275, by the way.
Thank you for that math. I struggled with that.
75. Thalius just goes, all right, sold to you. You
All
get
right, so
these
that's
2.
200 spectrals.
Coin first.
He puts the coin down on the table and
Thank you very much.
intact flowers. There's 1 broken flower left. After the last 2 are sold, the crowd dies down significantly. and you have a handful of people left that are kind of looking at the flower and they're like, I don't know, would that work to Avison, or was that not good? Or there's a mumbling in the crowd. There's some people that seem interested, but there's no one offering, and they're all kind of just moping about and looking at the flower.
This is the broken
I'll
one.
say, I'll say
Yeah.
loudly. Oh, the best one was left.
A young boy walks up and goes, "Sir, why is that the best one?"
Oh,
Well, it's one of a kind, don't you see?
He goes, "But it looks wilted. It looks broken to me."
Well, that's what makes it most beautiful, young boy. You should buy it for 80 spectrals. I'll give you 10 to help out.
I will not stand for this. Carlos, Carlos like leans down on Glyph's shoulder, or like over his shoulder, addressing the boy. Yes, my friend is sort of correct. We do think this flower is very special because do not we all appear before Avacyn this way, broken but still beautiful? And then I use prestidigitation and create a little like sparkling effect around the flower and say sometimes even that which is broken can be most valuable.
The boy's
This is-
eyes kind of get
Go ahead, sorry.
wide. The boy kind of gets wide-eyed, and he totally is convinced that what you've said is true. And he goes, "I only have 30 spectrals. I thought it would be enough to buy a flower today."
Young man, how old are you?
11.
Ah, so approaching manhood. This is perhaps your first feast of the Gold Knight. On your way to becoming a man, correct?
Maybe.
Well, tell you what, from one man to another. Here you go, my friend. Happy feast of the Gold Knight.
And he hands you all 30 of his spectral.
And I push it back.
And he takes them and he says, "Thank you, sir." And he runs off into the crowd.
I turn
All
to
right.
Glyph. I will steal from almost anybody, but not children. That is where I draw a line.
I was just setting you up for that. I really like what you did there. I was really tempted to steal from that boy. I'm glad you're with us, Carlos.
I am glad I am with you too.
Carlos, it's actions like those that truly spread the faith of Avacyn, not anything this corrupt church does.
I'm just glad that we're not calling pigeons again.
Amon,
So how much we get, Carlos?
Let's see. Overall, while I'm doing the quick math, how is the fasting going?
Oh, I feel great.
Yeah? Feel great?
Oh yeah,
You know, part of fasting is the pain, and that's where faith grows deeper.
Can I
absolutely.
roll perception?
What
for,
he said.
Yeah, you can roll
Can I
perception.
roll perception for Dalius' stomach?
Yeah.
13.
You can't hear his stomach standing there in a... Sorry.
Fine. All right, moving on.
Maybe a nat 20 could get you that information on whether he's eaten or not, but...
Alright, so divided by 5, I see that each of us gets 87 spectral. Does that sound fair?
I just want to say I put a 90 to this investment, so I feel like that
is
doesn't
fair.
really make sense.
That is true. Alright, so it will take me a bit longer to do the bookkeeping on percentages of ownership and such like that. But give me a moment.
You can do it after the session. Let's just keep going.
Okay. Does
Yeah.
there
So
happen
you
to
guys-
be
you guys-
a like a cart with food or something like that rattling by?
No, there's no food anywhere near here.
Okay.
doesn't seem to be any celebration going on. Everyone's kind of headed towards the Diviner Square.
Cool. Let's head that way then.
When you guys head that way, you get to the tent. There's about 20 Cathars, none of which you recognize. None of them have the Flight of the Heron knighthood on them, so there's no one that you know, Amon, and there's not anyone. They all seem part of the local parish of the Cathedral of Alrun. But it's a beautiful sight. It's a beautiful white square that is filling with people. People have brought blankets, and they're setting up shop in different parts of the square. You can recognize, Carlos, that there are certain families that go to certain areas, and there's a lot of people here. I would say half the town has showed up, and you guys go into the bustling crowd. And during the weapons check, is there anyone that would like to pull anything, or do you guys all want to check your weapons and be good to check your items?
So when you say check, are they like keeping the weapons and
Yeah, so they're going to keep all of the weapons, and they have like little like cubbies that they've set up on either side that they're allowing people. Many people did not bring at all to the feast. And
do I have any sort of special privileges as a Cathar to bring my weapon in?
I would say that the Cathars that are standing there do have weapons, but you're headed in with the crowd right now. But the Cathars that are checking the weapons are armed, and you would see that there were some Cathars in the square that were still armed.
Okay. Could I seek to persuade the person to be? I'm a Cathar of the Flight of Huron, and I am seeking to provide some additional protection for tonight's festivities.
He goes, "That's fine. Where are you assigned?"
I'm not assigned anywhere. I am simply a passerby, but I am a knight of the church. So I would like to bring my weapons in just for general protection.
He turns around. There's a gentleman behind him. He goes, "Is that all right?" And they look at you and they go, "Yeah, you're good to go. You're good to go."
All right.
So the policy's pretty lax. Anyone else want to try and sneak some weapons in?
Do I see Amon like doing that?
Yeah, absolutely. You're right next to him. You guys are together.
I just kind of follow him in. Don't say anything.
All right, go ahead and make a stealth check on that. Just
alrighty. That's gonna be with disadvantage.
Yeah, it
because
is.
of my exhaustion. There's my nat 20. All right, there it is. There's my 7.
Oof. Nat 20 to a 7.
They look at you and they go, "Hey, excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir." And they, your weapons, please. Weapons, please.
Oh, I'm with him. I point to Amon.
You're the Flight of the Herons too?
We work together. We're co-workers.
He looks at Amon. He goes, "Is he with you?"
I deadpan over. I'm like, I mean, he's with me. He's not a Flight of Huron.
Okay. Well, your word. Your problem if he gets in a fight.
I will take responsibility.
All right. Anyone else?
A lot's going on. Can I just try to sneak past?
Stealth check again.
Let me see what my it's not dark because the whole thing is that there's light for 24 hours, right?
Correct. This is the one day that there's light.
Yep. Good job, Evan.
All right. Let me roll.
Just have the pigeons carry your weapons.
15.
You have your weapons covered. They're kind of at your side. You are able to slide past the tent with the distraction going on behind you, and you sneak on in with everything intact. David and Thalius and Janik. Carlos and Janik. What do we got going on? What are you guys doing?
I will go check my weapons. They're too large, and I walk up to the guard and say, "On this holy blessed day of Avicen, please take great care. This weapon has traveled many miles."
They take them and they say back to you. They say, "Will you pass eternity on Earth?"
With you as well, brother.
and they take the weapons and they put them. You notice where they put them, though, Janik. So if you were to you need them. Carlos, what are you up to?
I will also check my weapons.
Same gentleman takes your weapons and puts them right next to Janik. And you and Janik are able to walk in behind the rest of the crew. Somehow flabbergasted their way in. You guys you enter the district. You see that people have set up like little candles on their blankets, and they have this like a sparkler almost. And you see up on the cathedral steps that there's like these little candles, and there's a stage on the far end of the cathedral that is in front of the massive university, Munoz University, where all the cartographers go learn how to map. It is a very famous school. In fact, some of the Alran priests teach at the school, and there is holy men everywhere. There's people from all walks of life to worship on this day, a most holy. As you guys enter the late afternoon, there's just a lot of people that are in prayer and meditation around blankets, sporting flowers, some not sporting, most are sporting flowers, around these sparkler or candle-like things. There's a few people walking about. There's some Cathars that are walking past, and there's some normal townsfolk walking past. And everyone seems to be about their business. And on the main stage, no one is on the stage, but the stage is set with a large table in the middle, one chair in the center, two chairs on either side to 5, and then there are an additional 10 chairs on either side of that are set in like a lesser position to the back of the stage. So there is a total of 15 chairs in this, but all of those chairs remain empty at the moment.
So who's going to be sitting up there?
You are asking us? I do not know that I am sure.
Oh,
Yes. I mean, how many are on the council? There's only 5 on the council, and there's 15 chairs. Interesting.
Harrison, do I know who would typically sit in these chairs based on previous festivals attended?
Well, you would know that there's a number between 5 and priests of Avacyn in the city of, and you would also know there's 5 councilmen, so you could get some pretty quick math together and figure that
so
might be
probably the clergy of the Church of Avacyn, as well as the council members of Junau.
interesting. And this is typical. They do this every year.
Every year, like clockwork.
All right.
Do I know where the
Yeah,
food
Carlos, you're looking pretty bright and shiny this morning. You wouldn't
Yes.
happen to have eaten anything, would you?
Oh, no, absolutely I did. I've been eating all day.
Go ahead and, David, go ahead and make an insight check, and go ahead and make Carlos.
A what check?
Insight check for David and a deception check for Carlos.
He said he's been eating all day.
I
He's not
have been
deceiving
eating
us.
all day, Harrison.
Oh,
That's what he
My
told
fault.
me. Yeah.
But you can make an insight check if you want, David.
sorry.
That's fine. So, is that 5 gold for me then?
Well, let me think. According to the terms of the bet, if you fasted longer than I did, you would pay me 5 gold. So actually, I suppose you owe me 5 spectrals.
Oh, I see. I might have misheard that bet then.
Well, that is unfortunate.
Interesting. No, it was really the first to break the fast.
It appears so.
Well, you still have all the electrum from our little business deal, so I suppose you can just take my 5 out from
I
that.
suppose I'll take it out of your share. But this was a fun game.
Absolutely.
Amon, I
Thalia's kind of
assume
gives
you
you a
also
squinty.
have continued fasting?
Well,
I
of
can.
course, it was for religious reasons anyway. I wasn't really
Right.
like.
So I will. I actually do not have any of your because you did not contribute to the spectral, the flower buying. So I will actually need 5 spectral from you.
Well, you can have the tip I got from the old lady. So she gave me 5 spectral for the.
Really?
Yeah, so you can have my tip.
All right.
Thalius is now just chomping down on his rations that are already open from the.
So all right. So are you trying to do this discreetly, or is this like publicly in the square?
No, he has his backpack in front of him, and he's just kind of scooping in and
I
putting stuff in
would
his mouth.
remind you, friend, that even though I am a bit fast and loose, perhaps the rest of the community not so much.
Mm-mm. I hear you. I hear you. He puts his face in his backpack and continues.
Liff will stand in front of him to like kind of create a barrier.
You know, it sounds to me like
I love
A
us so
s-
much.
sounds to me like a sea week is about a day and a half.
You know, he takes a second like to come up from his backpack and just goes, and then he just dives right back in.
The afternoon passes without any issue. Thalius, you've regained your full composure and are no longer tired.
Okay.
And the afternoon continues on, and then for the first time, you see some action. There is about 7 p.m. There appears from the inn behind a parade of people, like workers and servants, and they have huge, massive turkeys um, and they've got vegetables and roasted beets, and they've got a whole slew of potatoes and like early fall pickings that have come off after the end of the summer season, end of the new moon, and they are headed towards the table, and you notice that they are setting up a large buffet table that is kind of on the side of the cathedral. And this parade, which starts at like 7:30, 8 o'clock p.m., continues on for the next hours. They just load food up on this behind the stage on the side of the cathedral bridge. And as 9 and 10 time continues to pass, and people are gathered, and it's a solemn environment, and it seems like as the time gets later, people are quieter. Um, there's more attention directed. At one point, you see Tomas Tarsis, the priest who you guys are very well acquainted with, jumps on the stage, and he's talking with a couple of other priests, and um, at about 11 o'clock, the priests line up and take a seat. And then you see 4 members of the council. Um, you see Sonia Ferron. You see Mal Whiteorb. Sonia is a merchant. She is a late 40s matriarch, and she is a matriarch of the Ferron family. You guys might remember that Sonia was related by marriage to Odessa, the young lady from the letter.
Mm-hmm.
Mal Whiteorb is a older cleric. He's been a cleric in Drew now for 40 years. He's known as pretty reliable and relatable. Um, you don't know him by like first name, Carlos, but you've seen him around before, and he's been around for a while.
Sure.
You notice Runo Stormkirk, the uh, male progenitor line of Van, joins one of the 4 chairs, and then of course, last but not least, there is an old man, of which Carlos is very well acquainted, Sergio Cartwright, enters on the stage. He's 84 years old. He has a cane. He is one of the wealthiest men in Drunau. Plumed feather hat, complemented with a thick, drawn-out burgundy robe, and he, with the assist of two servants, hobbles to his seat on the council, and there is total silence amongst the crowd when Terhold Bracehollow, the bishop and archmage of Drunau, walks onto the stage. He wears a white and robe with black lines in the shape of Avicen's symbol, and he carries a massive golden staff. And he is a thin figure. And upon his entering, a trumpet sounds, and three angels fly out of the cathedral and hover above Terhold, who majestically kind of turns to the audience and says, "Evening, Drunawians. Welcome." Yes.
Can I have a perception check on the angel wings?
Absolutely. You can take a perception check on the angel. Go for it.
Hey, Glyph, would you believe it? That guy looks older than you.
Okay, so that's a disadvantage.
Yeah, I think you're right.
That's a perception. Why am I missing? Okay, plus
Yeah,
0.
he could
So
croak at any moment.
it's an 11.
You
angels
look
and
at
carry him away.
they're flapping. They're pretty far away. You don't think they look similar, but you're not sure.
Okay.
And he says, "Good evening, fellow Drunawians, and welcome to the Feast of the Light." And there is a massive roar and cheer from the audience. You guys all kind of get the feeling that, like, the people of Drunau have been boozled into free.
They've been
the cheer,
into what?
free food. They've had a free meal from the government. And he says, "As you know, perfect weather today." And there's a giggle because the Feast of Gold Night is always accompanied by beautiful sunlight every day with cloudless skies. And there's a laugh from the audience as he's almost a joke. And he goes, "My fellow councilmen, my fellow clergy, welcome one and all." And he says, "To get festivities started tonight, would like to open us in a word of prayer." And at this word of prayer, he bows his head and begins to speak some words. His microphone-esque voice dies down to a whisper, and the three angels above him kind of form a triangle, and they hold up these silver spears, and they create a triangle of light that kind of blasts down onto Terhold, and it's like, he is being magnified in amongst the bright day. And he finishes his prayer to Avicen, and everyone in the crowd, everyone in the crowd just turns and they all say, "Past eternity on earth." And then Terhold responds and goes, "And you with me, brothers and sisters." He says, business can wait for tomorrow, but tonight we celebrate." And as you guys look up, you notice that the moon, which has been in the sky all day, is nearing the sun, and everyone takes their flower in their hands. And you see everyone kind of bow their heads and begin to mutter words. So here's what I need. I need an email from each of you. What are you asking of Avicen, and how much do you believe what you're asking can come true? So I need a what are you asking, and a 1 to 10 scale of how much you actually believe what you're asking can come true.
You want that right now?
Nope, it doesn't have to be right now. Just when you get a chance.
Okay.
What are you wishing, and do you actually believe what you're wishing? 1 to 10. 10 being like it's gonna happen. 1 like there's no chance.
Didn't we sell all of our flowers?
Not
No,
the
you
ones
did
that I
not. You
gave
kept
you.
5 for yourself. You guys kept 5 for yourselves.
Oh, nice.
So
Sorry, Harrison. I was telling Brenna good night. Can you say that one more
you're
time?
good. Yeah, so you have a flower glyph, and you're going to lift this flower, and supposedly you've been told that they float when you lift them up. So you get to make a wish, and you need to email me that wish, and you need to tell me how much out of 1 to 10 scale you believe that wish can come true.
Okay.
In the name of Avison, of course.
Of course.
How do you spell Avicyan?
Avacyn. Avacyn. Avison.
Okay.
And you notice everyone little hands, little tangled-esque lanterns as the moon begins to cover the sun. And it's not like a solar eclipse on Earth, like the moon like barely fits on the sun and you see a yellow rim. The entire plaza goes dark as the moon covers all of the sun. I like that. See, look at that. Look at that Tyler effect. And the entire plaza goes dark for almost 5 minutes. And there is almost total darkness, and there's almost total silence. And amidst the silence, on the north side of the plaza where you guys came in, there's a scream. It is a high pitched scream that is blood curdling. And some people stay focused on their flowers as into the sky towards the moon, and some people turn, and there is a movement of royal cathars that begin to move towards the north side of the plaza.
I draw my sword.
I'm sorry, what?
I
Sounds.
I rush over to the screen.
I follow Amon close behind.
Can I roll a perception check to see what has transpired?
You can't perceive anything from this distance. You heard the scream. You don't see it pretty far away from where you came in, maybe a football field. So I wouldn't say you can roll anything. There's not much to roll for without heading that way. You could go that way, but
I'll head that way.
head that way down to Carlos and Janik. Are you guys going?
I will stick with the group.
Stick with the group, Carlos. You're alone watching watching your friends.
I do not suppose that I will be of much use. The guards are typically not going to be that talkative, I don't think. I would probably stay and monitor our spots. But what I would like to do is sort of create a game of telephone going of just what happened back there. Did you see what happened? Ask them. Ask them. So
Sounds good.
I'm not counting on anything, but it's something.
So, all right, we're going to separate the group real quick. All right, so the solar eclipse begins to end. As it begins to end, you guys notice that all the way to the moon, slowly floating towards the moon, and they're floating towards the moon as the moon moves to the right.
Oh, the flowers.
Yeah, the flowers floating towards the moon, and they are floating in the sky and continue. And the 4 party members, you make your way. There's a hustle and bustle of maybe 15 cathars. You guys get to the tent. Janik, you're able to grab your weapons if you'd like.
Sure. I grab my weapons.
All right, and then you guys enter the corridor that was the entryway to the plaza, and there is a dead body with maybe 15 cathars, and there's an old woman that's standing over the body. Everyone has stayed pretty far back from her, and she's got blood all over her hands.
Is it the old woman I helped?
It is not. It is not an old woman.
Wow.
She's around 60 years old. She's not quite as old as the old lady that you helped.
Okay. Is anyone saying anything, or are they just standing around her?
They're stating the Cathars are not helping.
I approach and I say, what happened? What? Why do you have blood on your hands? What happened?
She goes, my son. And then she points down the road and points directly away as the light begins to emerge. I want the four of you to make a perception check.
17.
24.
There it is. Down the
Oh, I
road,
got a 24 too.
about 2 blocks ahead of you, you see a hooded figure running away. Mr. Thalius and Mr. Glyph, you spot him despite Glyph's bad eyesight, and he is sprinting full rod away from you. If you'd like to go to our owlbear map,
How far away is he?
I'll say 100 yards right now.
Oh, wow. I point him out to the rest of the group. I say, that guy, see him? Running away. In the alley.
All right, go ahead and roll initiative.
Me get to the
That's-
owlbear.
I didn't cast my thing. Oh well.
That's a nat 1.
It's pretty good.
14.
9.
It's a 2.
Wow.
Nice.
Guys.
Connor?
I said nat 1.
Oh, sorry.
I
All
feel
right,
bad that I didn't follow now. Ugh.
Old man Glyph, you are first. How would you like to try and cast?
Is there any obstacles in front of me?
Not right now.
Not right now. My range with the crossbow is 120 feet, but he's way further than that.
Yeah, he's
I'll just,
about 3
I'll
times.
just sprint.
Two
Like,
times
I'll
that
exhaust. I don't know if there's an
All
action
right, go ahead and
for.
sprint. Go ahead and make an
for-
athletics check because you sprint.
Oh. Athletics.
Can I get
That's a
some
good
guidance?
old 5.
Oh, never mind.
All right, Glyph, you sprint after him and you notice that you're.
I noticed that I
who's
catch
next?
him.
What?
Your mic cut out.
You are slowly falling behind him.
Okay.
Janik, you're up.
I will also dash after the guy who's sprinting.
Sounds good. Go and make an athletics check.
8.
You
You
also
make us roll these athletics checks, and none of us have athletics.
you also begin to fall behind slowly. We have Thalius, you're up.
I do the same thing. Try to sprint after him.
Go for it.
That's a 21.
Ooh.
Nice. You sprint ahead of the group and begin to catch up to him slowly. And then we have
Go.
our
It's not the first one
lovely
on the
friend
line.
Amon.
Yep.
Amon.
So 12 and then disadvantage. Okay. So that's plus 3, 15.
Nice. You also begin to sprint ahead with Thalius, and you guys begin to gain on the. As he cuts left down an alley, you guys chase
How-
after him.
How far away am I now?
I'll say that the people who have gained on him are now around 60 yards away. And the people who have not gained on him are about 110 yards away.
Okay.
You turn down this wide alley, and you see that the alley is a very quick turn turn, you have a choice to go left or right. We're going to change initiative order. We're going to say Thalius is in front now. Thalius, would you like to go left or right to see if you can pursue this guy?
Do I perceive like anything about which way he went?
He turned the corner and he just wasn't there. He went.
Oh man. And we turned left to turn the corner.
You turn left to turn the corner. So if you turn left, he would be going back towards the plot.
All right, I'm gonna go right.
All right, going right. Amon, right or left?
Since we're both gaining on him, I'll split since we don't know either way, so I'll go left.
All right, Amon going left. Glyph and Janik, you guys turn the corner. I believe Janik rolled higher, so Janik, are you going to left or right?
Left.
Left. And then Glyph, left or right?
Right.
All right. Are you guys turn the corner, and Thalius, you turn to the right. Amon, you turn to the left. Amon, nothing in sight. You turn and you start jogging for a while. Thalius, you turn the corner. About 40 yards ahead of you, you see the hooded figure running ahead. And you start sprinting after him. You continue to gain on him. Glyph.
Can I yell back to the group?
Yeah, you can. One second.
I'll yell.
Okay, Glyph, you're in the corner and you've gained. As everyone turns around, Janik is just way behind you guys, almost out of sight. He's as far away from the robber as he is from you guys. He's 100 yards behind you now after he kind of had really just slowed down and then made the wrong turn. You guys come up to a low wall that the robber, the figure quickly hops over. I want a acrobatics check for all four of you, please.
Okay.
For Tyler.
How's that
Oh
game
my
of
God.
telephone going?
Great, Tyler.
Yeah.
Thalius?
Oh, I got a 19.
It's a 4 for Thalius.
10.
19.
10
That was a
for-
360.
10 for who?
Connor. Or Amon. Sorry.
Janik?
12.
Nice. Glyph, you've officially caught up to Thalius. You guys are about 40 yards behind the robber. As the robber turns a corner to the left one more time, I want everyone to roll one athletics check.
An athletics check.
To sprint after him.
24.
10.
10.
5.
As much as you've overtaken it, Glyph, Thalius sprints ahead and gets to the corner first. Thalius,
Tom Cruise run.
go ahead and make a perception check.
All right. 16.
16. You notice that as you're starting to turn the corner, 2 bats fly overhead and they fall into the alley, the one that you're about to turn into. And you've got maybe 6 to 10 seconds on Glyph, and you've got maybe 20 to 30 seconds on the other 2 partners.
You said bats fly overhead and they fall into the alley like ahead of me?
That's correct.
I would like to sheath my sword and pull out the silver flail.
Copy that. You turn the corner, and those bats that are flying down, you see them flip into vampires, and they tackle the guy to the ground. You are at the end of the alley, maybe 30 yards away at this point, and you watch them, and the one vampire pins this guy's hands above his head, and he drives a stake right through the middle of his body.
Hey! I yell out when he's doing that.
And they go, they hiss at you, and they look at you. They go, get out of here, this isn't your business.
Yeah. Wish I could. And I just kind of start swinging the flail and walking towards him.
The thing on the ground is writhing and it yanks
The thing
this.
on the ground?
Yep, the thing on the ground. It yanks the stake out of its chest. It kind of stumbles to try and stand, and it falls back down. And the bats are going to try and flee. They turn into bat form, but before they go, I want to give you a free.
Okay. How close are they to me? Still 30 feet?
Yeah, like 30 feet.
Man.
Is Glyph get an action?
Can I?
We'll see.
They're turning into bats now.
Yep.
Can I try to take out my net and throw it at them?
Absolutely. Go for it.
Yeah, catch these bats.
All right.
Who's that Pokemon?
It's a 13 to hit.
That hits. You catch one of the bats in the net, and you notice the other bat immediately begins to fly away. It flies away fast, and it turns directly north, headed straight towards the Stromkirk Manor.
Okay.
But
Now
you've
that I
got the other bat in weights on the ground, fluttering.
Perfect. I go up to it, I approach it, and I'm just standing over it with the flail. I don't move the net.
The guy transforms. At the same time, this other figure kind of stumbles to his feet and begins to slowly try and walk away from you. As this vampire appears in front of you on the ground in the net, goes, "You fool! You stupid fool!" Glyph, you turn the corner. I'm gonna give you action. You see a man stumbling away about 30 to 40 feet from you. You see a figure, a human figure on the ground, or a vampiric figure on the ground right in front of Thalius.
Whoa, Thalius! What do I do?
You talk to bats, right?
It's not a bat anymore, is it?
Oh, right. This guy, he transformed from a bat into a guy, and then back again.
Let me at him, and then I guess Glyph will draw his crossbow.
All right. Are you shooting at the guy that's stumbling away, or are you?
No, he's gonna say to the vampire, Bren. No, scratch all this. I'm just gonna cast Entangle on the guy who's running away.
Nice.
Sounds good.
Nice.
All right. Let's do that.
Entangle, yeah. It's 90 feet range.
Yep.
The hit DC is 13, so.
Sounds good. Go for it.
What do I roll for this? Like a D20?
Yep.
Oh. Do you know where to do it on roll 20? Or not roll on D&D Beyond? How you cast a spell and roll for it?
I have to make a throw. I have to make a throw. You don't have to roll. I'm rolling.
Okay,
you're good.
You have to roll 13.
I rolled an 11, so you succeed on the angle. Restrained. The man is restrained.
Okay.
Plants grow out of the ground and encompass. He's pulled down to the ground by these plants.
Nice.
The vampire on the ground next to Thalius. Thalius goes, "He's a vampire. He's a rogue. He just killed one of your people. We were doing your job for you."
I say, we'll talk about that in a bit. Let's all just calm down. I'm gonna keep you in that net for now.
He says, "You keep me in this net. You'll be talking to more."
Be talking to more than just what? You cut out.
Than just me.
Well,
Who do you
what do you
work
suggest we do?
You notice on his pallet he has the strong emblem, and you notice that he is pretty well dressed. He looks like he must be at least medium tier up in the ranks of the Stromkirk family.
So, Stromclerks, is it?
You know better than that.
I'm afraid I'm a foreigner, new to these parts, and just trying to learn my way.
Get
Who
me
did
out
this?
of here. Yeah, go.
Tell me about this guy that you just stabbed. Who is he?
We watched him kill someone. We can't have that around here. You know what that looks like on the vampire?
I'd like to question him.
Have at him. I don't want anything part of him.
All right, I go up to that guy with. I still have the silver flail out. Is he incapacitated or?
Yes, but I want to be clear with you. You have a weighted net that is over a vampire. He could easily, in his like figure form, break out of that. Would not be a difficult thing to do. I just want to make sure that we're clear. We'll say Amon and Janik have now arrived at the scene at the end of the alleyway. Let's keep our initiative now. So we've got Thalius at the top. We'll go Thalius and then Glyph and then Thalius, then Janik, then Glyph, then Amon.
Yep.
Thalius, what are you up to?
Or Carlos.
So I was just wondering, is the guy who Glyph restrained, is he incapacitated or is he squirming?
He's trying to get out of the entanglement, holding his chest with one hand. He has a dagger in the other.
Okay.
Made a bad judgment call, boys.
I say, I go up to him and just say, if you want to live, you'll calm down right now and talk to me.
He turns at you. He's clearly a vampire, and he goes,
I bring the flail close to his face.
he scrambles and tries to squirm out, but he can't quite break free of the entanglement.
I say, why did you stab that woman?
He
What do you
makes an attempt at a stab at you. Go ahead and roll on a dexterity check, flat dexterity check with advantage.
Okay.
Because he's entangled.
19.
You immediately back out of the way, and he goes, "No more questions." We're going to Janik.
There's plenty more.
Janik, you're up.
So, so Thalius is doing all this while holding the other vampire in this net still?
No, the other vampire is now getting up off the ground as the net has been taken aside. But you're up before that happens, so you're there before he can get up and.
Can I cast sleep on the Stromkirk vampire?
You can absolutely give it a shot.
All right, I will cast sleep on the Stromkirk vampire.
Go ahead and roll. How many? 5d8s.
Okay.
A lot.
Let's see.
I assume you're casting level 1, correct?
Yeah.
If you're doing it in D&D
Yep.
Beyond, you should be able to hit the cast button next to the spell, and that'll take care of like taking away the slot. And then if you click whatever the dice is, like that little square that says 5d8, it should roll it for you in D&D Beyond.
Little square that says. I don't have a square that says 5d8.
Next to sleep,
Mm-mm.
are you in your spells section?
Yeah. It says roll it, but there's no like little square box for me to roll from.
Interesting.
You can go
Hold
to the
on.
dice to the left and hit 5d8 and add the dice and roll it.
21.
So you cast sleep on this vampire, and you do notice that there is an impact. I mean, he begins to get drowsy, but unfortunately, the amount of health that he has is overcoming your spell, and he slowly shakes it off and is not uninfected by it, but is not put to sleep.
Ooh.
Glyph, you're up.
And I just watched
You're
the guy who got stabbed. He tried to
Yep.
attack Thalius.
So you've got stabbed vampire in the valley that's talking to Thalius. He went for Thalius. You've got vampire that's right next to you, maybe 10 feet away from you, who's getting up from a net right now.
I will attempt to tackle or grapple the one who's trying to get up.
Sounds good. You're going to physically restrain him?
Yeah.
All right, let's go ahead and make opposed athletic.
What did I get?
18.
18.
Says you got
He got
19.
he got a 17.
Oh,
So
let's
you
go.
able to grapple him, and you don't take him to the ground, Glyph. You're able to kind of pin his arms behind his back, and he hisses at you, and he goes, "You're gonna pay for this."
You need to help us understand what's going on.
He goes, "What's going on? Is that vampire tried to kill your people?" Amon, you're up.
I mean, in terms of situation, it seems like Stormkirk guy is restrained. The other guy's restrained, trying to get out. Can I do insight check on the Stormkirk?
Yep, absolutely. Go for it.
Seven plus what's my insight? Plus 2, 9.
He seems to be telling the truth.
Okay. I bring out my sword, and I just ready in action on the flailing one in case he escapes to strike him down.
Sounds good. The vampire will go now. He's going to look at Glyph. Glyph, you're right next. And he turns and whispers to you, "I've got some information. I'll give you the information. You let me go. I promise it'll be worth your while."
You have a deal.
All right. He says, "Tomorrow night, the Eastern Gate. There's a delivery coming. You may want to take a look."
Did just Glyph hear that?
Yes.
Okay.
Glyph, will you actually let him go?
Yeah, I'll let him go.
All right.
No.
Thalius, you're up. You don't notice
Okay.
anything happening yet. You're up though.
Does it make sense to Thalius that these vampires are out and about in the middle of sunshine?
Yeah. I mean, it's not a regular thing, but it's.
You cut out. It's not a regular thing, but it's
It's not a regular thing, but it's not like crazy. It's
okay. I'm gonna try this one more time, or there's gonna be a nice silver flail in your face. Why did you stab that woman? And I'll throw in. Where are you running off to?
It's the Feast of the Gold Knight. It isn't. The feast has just started. And he bares his teeth at you.
Feast of the Golden Knight. All right. That doesn't answer either of my questions. So that means that there's going to be a silver flail in your face. And I take the silver flail, I swing it, and I go for his face. I'm kind of doing a restrain blow. I'm not trying to kill him.
All right, go for it.
I don't know what the hit
He has,
DC.
you have
modifier.
advantage because he's restrained. Right?
Yep.
I guess, is that a strength modifier on that, or?
The strength modifier is a +5 against undead for your flail.
Right. Okay. So that it's an 8 to hit.
All right.
Even
With advantage?
Yeah, even with advantage.
Dear
Oh,
Lord.
wow.
You hit some of the vines next to, but he is terrified of what you just did, swinging that flail at him. Janik, you're up. Janik, you do notice that the vampire in front of you that's restrained by Glyph is whispering to him.
Um, hmm. Sorry, I'm trying to think about what we want to do here. So I don't hear any of what is said.
No, you don't.
I also don't know that. Okay, so
You don't know a lot. You came late to the party. You're kind of looking down the corridor. You got your friend. You got something else with plants going on down the street with Thalia. Quite see what's going on.
I guess I will try to just ready my axe to be. I would ready my axe ready to assist Glyph, not understanding what's really happening, but trusting that he is in control of the situation
Sure.
since he hasn't grappled.
So what you can do, Michael, and indeed, a certain condition is met. You can, maybe you're ready in action for the.
Okay, you cut out there. Say it again.
What you can do in D&D is you can ready an action for a certain condition. So you could say, "I'm throwing my axe at this vampire if he escapes," or something like that.
Okay, then I will do that. I want my axe ready if he tries anything to attack or to escape.
All right, Glyph, you're up. What are you doing? Are you going to physically let him go?
I'm gonna like half let him go, and like see
Half
what he
let him
says
go.
next. Just like
He looks at you and he goes, "Midnight tomorrow. It'll be the only time that it's dark."
and you have to know who is this vampire who you stabbed.
He's a rebel. He's from the western provinces. He came in. We've been tracking him for 2 weeks. We're sorry we didn't get to him first. We tried.
Or to let you go. And then like I'll let go of him.
He immediately transformed into a bat, and begins to fly away. Amon, you get a ready to action, as the bat begins to fly away. Amon first.
I scream at Glyph. You just had him restrained. What the heck? Do I get a
He
response?
gave us all the information
Yeah.
we needed.
All right. I will let him go then.
All right, Janik.
I am also in disbelief. Say he's a vampire. We should have killed him. But I will not swing my axe haphazardly and possibly hit Glyph.
Wow. Look at that restraint. Oh wait, you're swinging at Glyph.
I should. No, I'm not doing that.
Okay. All right. Thalius.
Real fast.
Yeah,
I have to get to bed, but I'm gonna be listening. Okay.
Yeah, you're good. We're gonna be done in like 5 minutes. I promise.
Okay. I still have to get off, but
all right,
I'll be
sounds
listening. Thank you guys.
Sounds good. Tyler, let's get back to you for a minute.
How is
You
this
passed
game of
this
telephone
level.
going?
There's people questioning what's going on, but very soon after this event, the solstice ends, and Terhold raises a cup, and he goes, "To Avacyn," and out of nowhere, people produce a package of food or something they've brought with them, just a little snack, a little drink, and they all say, "To Avacyn and the new year," and they all eat or drink what they're having, and then there is a mad dash for the north side of the cathedral where the food and drink is. And people begin to line up and do that as the feast begins. What are you doing, Carlos?
And we're saying like what, 20, 30 minutes has passed in the time since they
No,
ran
I'll
off?
say I'll say it's been 5 minutes. We've just backtracked a little bit.
Okay, it's only been 5 minutes. I guess I go hop
Yeah.
in line for the food.
Yeah. All right. Well, you get one of the biggest feasts you've ever seen. You know that your boy, Mr. Cartwright, the bachelor, is back in the inn behind you as well, and you could join him for an eat together if you wanted to do that, as well as many other of the townsfolk that you might bump into that you would recognize. So let's do a couple things. The bat has flown away. This other vampire is here pinned in by Glyph and Thalius. He kind of, at some point, just drops his weapon and just is in despair as he begins to like bleed out on the ground. You see this like black red blood that is spilling from his chest as he seems to grow weaker and weaker. Thalius, do you want to do anything?
I guess as that's happening, Thalius is going to keep trying to ask him questions. Does he respond at all to anything?
I'll say that he is kind of disgusted by you, and he might call you a couple of names a couple times, but there's no good, solid information that you're getting from him.
After a few questions, after Thalius is just detecting that for a while, he eventually just gets frustrated. He's like, well, I assure you that I didn't miss as a kindness to you. I'm just not used to swinging this flail. And then he goes again for the flail to the face, this time trying to kill him.
Go ahead and go to advantage.
Come on.
Come on, Thalius.
That's a 21 to hit.
Y'all.
There you
That
go.
And
It's a D6 plus 5.
It's a 6.
You do the knockout blow to this vampire who's on the ground, and you hit them with this flail, and the flail just like sears into his skin, and he like begins to dissipate as kind of the massive body of stuff around this big plant that grew out of the middle of this alley, and he is dead on the floor. I will say before we end the session tonight that you are all able to make it back about 25 minutes later, and after a while you find a 3-plated Carlos with turkey breast and mashed potatoes. Carlos, what's your favorite?
Other than mashed potatoes, honestly, probably just there's like this really specific loaf of bread that is only trotted out for the Feast of the Gold Knight. So I just kind of load up on a couple of those loaves of bread.
Yeah, copy that. He's got way too much food for one person, and you find him in the plaza, and you get in line for the evening, and that's where.
Can I just say Thalius has the vampire body in his arms?
Shh.
Dissipate.
When the damn vampire died to the flail, it became kind of a mass of goo. So I would say you could take a portion of the vampire, or you could maybe grab its cloak. I'd be good with those things.
Do you want the cloak, or do you want bottled vampire?
He wants the Ivan Ooze of vampires.
Yeah, I'll take the vial of just vampire ooze if I can't.
All right, so you got like a small container of 1/10 of the vampires in the like a mash of black red mass of garbage. That's it. That's the night. That's the evening.
All right.
Cool.
Wow.
Should have gone with my boys. I don't know what I was thinking.
Carlos. So Carlos, I missed your initial thing. Did you just stand back there and kind of like start asking people what happened? Is that what was going on?
I was trying to like ask the crowd, and I don't think I got anything useful. Something about like a shepherd, and it was like, nope, I don't think that's what it was.
I will say there is a belief that the devotion to your flower rising to the is based on your faith, right? And so staying may have a consequence there. And then the other thing is we're going to do a little bit of alone time, Tyler. Not tonight, but a different night, and we have some things to talk about from what you learned in staying at the feast.
Okay.
Ooh.
Cool.
Wow.
So,
Nice.
So there was a benefit.
Just-
Hell yeah.
so just some other things to consider. But
Okay.
that's all we got tonight. I'll stay on for a couple minutes to just chill. But
Sick.
Thanks.